From the 1011 Now Alert Center, this is Morning Pulse.
Good morning. This is Craig Allison with your Morning Pulse for Friday, April 3rd. We are in for quite a half and half sort of weekend, starting things off with some rain coming up, but then a perfect Easter Sunday lined up. We'll have more on that forecast later on in Morning Pulse this morning. But first things first, we got to get you the question of the day. Question is, almost 15% of people say they do this at work every day. What is it? Answer is brush their teeth. I think this is pretty disgusting. I get it. We're all brushing our teeth in our own restrooms. It's our own germs, whatever. Everybody knows I'm a neat freak and a germaphobe, though, so that's probably just a me problem. That being said, if you think you have a better guess or you want to participate in our question of the day, be sure to head over to our 1011 Facebook page, put in your guess. We read off guesses and the answer for question of the day every morning on 1011 this morning. But that being said, let's get into your top 6 stories for you this Friday morning. Starting things off with our first story, firefighters have hit a major milestone after weeks of battling wildfires in Nebraska. All the large fires we've been tracking are fully contained, but in the aftermath, over 874,000 acres are now destroyed. Rampant wildfires first started on March 12th when the Morrill, Cottonwood, and Road 203 fire broke out. Dry conditions and high winds created the perfect storm for flames to move quickly, and not long after, the Anderson Bridge, Ashby, and Minor fires broke out in western Nebraska as well. More recent cooler temperatures and rain are now blanketing the state, but Nebraska is still under drought conditions. This being said, yesterday afternoon, Governor Pillen officially lifting the statewide burn ban. Pillen's executive order cites a reduction in the potential for, quote, drought-related emergencies in the state. So a lot of moving parts here on this story, and we'll be sure to keep you updated on 1011now.com. That being said, with the widespread damage left behind by the wildfires, some groups across the region are lending a helping hand. In your second story, some farmers in South Dakota have loaded their trucks up with hay to help ranchers here in Nebraska who have been hit the hardest. One farmer helping says this is the least he could do.
You know, I'm from Nebraska. I was born and raised in Nebraska, and we moved up here about 3 years ago, and I'm just happy as could be to do this for my home state.
At least 22 trucks will make the 12-hour round trip from South Dakota over for the next 4 days. So again, be sure to stick with us at 1011now.com or the 1011 Now app where you're watching us now for the latest on those wildfire relief efforts. And again, just because it's raining out there doesn't mean that we are out of the woods yet with those drought conditions for you. So be sure to stick with us and be aware and keep updated on this so that we don't have something terrible happen again. Moving things over to our crime tracker for you in our third story this morning. A Lincoln couple is searching for answers after losing their son last month. He was only 8 months old. According to first responders, a baby was rushed to Bryant East on the morning of March 24th for a medical emergency after turning blue and his heart stopping. Mother of that baby told 1011 her boyfriend was sick that morning and they left their son with their babysitter. He was declared brain dead just 2 days later. Mother adds she has not yet gotten any autopsy report and Lincoln police have not listed a manner of death. She's still waiting for more information on what exactly happened, but no citations or arrests have been made. Family has launched a GoFundMe to help pay for the infant's funeral and other expenses, and you can find that link on our website, 1011now.com, or our app. Fourth story for you this morning in our Capitol coverage. We're moving over to the unicameral. Nebraska lawmakers advancing an amended bill to increase oversight on no-bid contracts. Increased scrutiny of no-bid contracts comes after a report from State Auditor Mike Foley questioned Governor Jim Pillen's approval of a $2.5 million no-bid contract to a lobbyist last spring. The vote was 42-0 on the amendment. Bill would require a copy of a contract and justification be provided to the state auditor within 3 business days of a no-bid contract's approval. Governor Pillen's office has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, and the Lincoln Police Department is investigating this. We're learning new details about the explosion at a Fremont plant last summer, claiming 3 lives in your 5th story for you this morning. According to a new OSHA citation, several pieces of equipment at the plant did not have safety controls to prevent their surfaces from getting hot. The report adds the parts could become hot enough to ignite wood dust, potentially causing an explosion. When the Horizon Biofuels plant exploded in July of last year, 32-year-old Dylan Danielson and his 2 daughters, ages 8 and 12, were very tragically killed in that situation. Wrapping things up with your final story on the lighter side, after the historic launch of Artemis II this week, we're now hearing from some of Nebraska's very own with their connection to space travel. One of those is a UNL grad, Allison Porter Carpenter, who worked on the Orion spacecraft. There she is, currently flying thousands of miles away to the moon.
When I was a kid, I liked the stars and the planets and stuff. I think I hoped that one day I'd be at NASA. I'm happy to help kind of carry that torch and hopefully maybe return the favor to younger girls and all folks from Nebraska.
And she certainly is that inspiring, to say the least. Quite the resume on her. The Sterling, Nebraska native graduated from UNL's Biological Systems Engineering program in 2017, going on to intern multiple times with NASA during her graduate program, and now works on the Artemis missions. She was also a part of the Harvard MIT program. Just a phenomenal and inspiring woman who is certainly doing that, inspiring people back here in Nebraska. She watched the launch yesterday and says seeing it made her emotional. Now, we also caught up with Nebraska's first and only astronaut, Clayton Anderson, but you can find more on this full story done by our very own Matthew Mittleider at 1011now.com to get even more details into both of their lives and just this historic moment that we're all living through right now with Artemis II on its way to round the moon. That's going to do it for you, though, for your Friday morning pulse, and we'll wrap things up with a look at your 7-day forecast before I toss things over to Brandon Rector with more.
Good Friday morning. Meteorologist Brandon Rector with you in the 1011 Severe Weather Center. Red flag warning in effect from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time today due to critical fire weather conditions in southwestern Nebraska and northwestern Kansas. We do have the possibility of some precipitation in the area this morning, the chance increasing in the east, decreasing elsewhere. Clouds will decrease in the west as we go through this morning, remaining mostly cloudy, if not cloudy, across much of central and eastern Nebraska through the day today. This afternoon, it's a 30 to 40% chance of some scattered showers and maybe a few isolated thunderstorms, again, for eastern Nebraska, northeastern Kansas, and then that activity will move out very late afternoon, early evening, while the chance of rain and snow increases in northern Nebraska as we head into this evening. Isolated severe thunderstorms possible in extreme southeastern Nebraska for this afternoon, early evening, with large hail and damaging winds the main threats. Temperatures at noon in the low 30s to low 60s, and at 4, upper 30s to low 60s.
From the 1011 Now Alert Center, this is Morning Pulse.